Can't even see me, it's so dark. No cats allowed. Okay, so we are up and out at 8 o'clock this morning, although it's about 8:15, which is good. That's good for my kids. Trying to get my kids out of the house before 10 in the morning is basically like trying to, I don't know, what's something difficult? Trying to win a war in Afghanistan in the winter. Ha! That's a lot of vegetables you have there. Thank you. Up, up. There. Oh, get it.
But it looks weird.
So it's kind of weird. I used to live just up there. Up there is the house that Bethany was born in. So that was about 7 years ago now that we lived there. And this used to just be a bit of woods. And right there was a house of this kind of creepy old guy. And I remember the city was evicting him. How he kept trying to get everybody to sign his petition, but we didn't want to because he was really creepy and he was always harassing us every time we walked by with our dogs. So they got rid of him and they built a playground. Are there too many kids in that tree?
I remember that long.
So another question that I get a lot is, what the heck is unschooling? There are a lot of different ways to explain unschooling. One of my favorite ones is, the theory behind unschooling is that you begin learning the day you're born, and you learn your whole life until the day you die. Learning doesn't just happen in a classroom. Learning doesn't just come from books. Learning isn't something that that someone else gives to you. That's the idea. To explain it a little bit more, I would say this idea that, okay, you could learn all day, every day for your entire life and never run out of things to learn. So the idea that this specific...
We figured it out!
Nice teamwork! This idea that there's a specific set of knowledge that every single person needs to be successful in life, that's a bit ridiculous, because everyone lives a completely different life. Yes, darling. What happened to your pants? There is an infinite amount of things that you can learn. So the thought that everybody needs to know the same, things, it's a bit silly. There's so many things. There are so many rules. There are so many jobs. There's so much different stuff that you need to know. The idea that every single child learns in the same way doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I hear a train! It's coming that way. So another definition of unschooling is child-led learning. Yeah. I am talking about unschooling. Do you know what unschooling is?
No.
That's what we do, Hannah. How is school with me different than school in the school? What's different?
I get to be outside longer.
Yeah, we do spend a lot of time outside, don't we?
I get to see ducks and chickens.
Yeah, that's a lot different.
And I get to learn about different things.
Yeah, what kind of things do we learn about that you don't learn about at school?
Like animals.
Yeah, we learn a lot about animals, don't we? Do you like animals? That's good. Because if you didn't like animals, we might be pretty boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're home now. I have a feeling I'm going to be finishing off a lot of videos at the end of the day when the girl's father is home and I can have 5 minutes to myself without constant interruptions. So I was trying to explain what unschooling is. So there's actually two different terms that include the word unschooling. There's just regular old unschooling, which is that children get to make the important decisions about how they are educated. So children get to decide. Sorry, we're just doing the chores. We're putting the ducks and the chickens to bed, if you're wondering what's going on here. There's unschooling, which is where children get to make the important decisions about their education. They get to decide what they learn, where they learn, when they learn it, how they learn it. Then there is radical unschooling, which is children get to make the important decisions about everything about their lives. So they get to decide when they go to bed, they get to decide how much TV to watch, they get to decide what to eat and when to eat, they get to decide what to wear and when to wear. I don't disagree with radical unschooling, but I don't practice it, mainly because, okay, I believe that it is not my place to control my children. It is not my place, because they need to learn how to control themselves. So it is my place to teach them how to control themselves. And the way that I do that is living by example, and that means setting boundaries, and boundaries for me, my own boundaries. My own boundaries are I need my children to go to bed, I need my children to eat at a particular time. If my children just watch TV all day, it like rewires their brains and they turn into horrible people. So if your children don't do that, then sure, go for it. Let them watch TV all day. For me, there's a real practical reason why this boundary needs to be set. And so, therefore, it has been set. Not mind you, we have days where we sit and watch TV all day, but to me, for my mental health, these boundaries need to be in place. And so I don't subscribe to the full radical unschooling worldview. And I also sort of use that approach when it comes to unschooling. I do give my children a lot of autonomy when it comes to learning. If there's something that they don't want to do, I can't make them do it. You know, I'm not gonna force them to sit down and learn to read if they don't want to learn to read, because then they're gonna hate it. It's going to become a point of anxiety. It's going to become an issue, and I'm not interested in creating that sort of conflict. A great example is just Bethany. Because of her ADHD, she has no interest in sitting down with a workbook and learning how to read. She wants to read. She desperately wants to read. And I know that with her imagination, once she starts reading, I'm not going to be able to get books away from her. But to sit and force her to do a workbook is going to create conflict between us. It's going to create conflict with her relationship with reading. And so I'm just letting her do it on her time when she's ready. And she is. She asks me questions about words. I answer her questions when she asks me. And that's what it means when it's about the whole idea of a child leads their education, a child-led education. I'm not saying, okay, we're going to practice reading now. Instead, she comes to me and says, Mom, how do I spell this word? How do I write this word? What does this word mean? What does this letter mean? And I answer her questions when she asks them. And I will take that invitation to keep telling her things as long as she's engaged and interested in paying attention. And as soon as she isn't engaged and isn't interested anymore, that's when I stop. Like I said in a video the other day, you got to know when you've lost your audience. I've also got to know when I've lost my light. It's very dark out right now, so I'm gonna call it a day and wrap this video up. Thanks for hanging out with us today.